Dave in Sterling, Virginia. Dave wants to know, what's your opinion on, is it more important for the crew to pump up the driver or the driver to pump up the crew?
Well, I'll say the one thing this way: you can pull on reins, but you can't push them. So it's important to be pumped up so that you have to pull back. And whether it's the crew with the driver or the driver with the crew, you have to have a good, I'd say, like a medium, a medium, middle of the road, happy attitude, good morale type feeling. But you don't want to be overexcited so that you build so much excitement that you go into straight depression after you don't succeed. So there's a balance in there for sure. I don't have a really good answer other than put it in the middle.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And you stay pretty calm during the course of a race.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the
Most
time.
of the time.
But how much do you need Roy McCauley, your crew chief, to say, if something's happened during a pit stop, to say, look, don't worry about it. We're going to get it back. Just be cool.
Roy is the one that you have to usually pull back on the reins just a little bit. He's very energetic, and our inside joke is when he makes an adjustment, he likes to club it. So I take the club out of his hand and make a little more fine adjustment sometimes.
How's his wife doing, by the way?
She's doing well. She was up to the house a couple weeks ago when we had our off weekend and had a little fish fry, and she got out. She's coming back from leukemia and cancer, and she's doing well.
Good. It's good to see Roy back out there. Good guy.
Nice to have dogs in the.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
I don't know if you hear the dogs, but we got dogs in the fan club.
That's it. Well, this is the place for them. Absolutely. Now, another question from our audience at home. Ryan from Indiana wants to know.
Is the question for me?
Yes, it's for you.
Am I asking the question to me?
Yeah, sure. Would you like to?
Well, it says Ryan from Indiana.
Yeah, that's you, Ryan from Indiana.
Right, but I didn't ask a question. Is this?
Absolutely. Well, you want to ask the question? Okay. No. I know what you're saying.
Go ahead. You could ask the question.
Ryan from Indiana wants Ryan from Indiana to tell him. Have you or would you ever race at the Lawrenceburg Speedway dirt track in southeastern Indiana?
I never have. I would like to. I heard it's a pretty cool little racetrack. I got some friends that still race around there, Billy Peterbaugh and some other people, but I haven't raced there. Dirt sprint car wise, it's a great racetrack. Just don't make it back up there to be able to do it. I will be running the Prelude to the Dream in the Alltel number 12 late model with Steve Francis, one of his cars at the Prelude to the Dream here in a couple weeks.
That's up at Eldora Speedway, which of course is Tony Stewart's track. And it was funny to talk to Tony about owning the track, and he said, the thing you forget about is if the bathrooms aren't working, you got to be the guy that is in charge of making sure they get things fixed.
Yep.
So, how much? You don't run a lot of dirt anymore, but
we don't have time.
Yeah.
We're busy 38 out
Ken
of 50.
Schrader's out every week.
Well, yeah, but he does it during the week.
Yeah.
I like to have a little time off to spend time with my wife and the dogs and fishing and things like that. So it's nice to be able to get away from it a little bit. But you got 38 weeks out of the 52. You add in Mother's Day and Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, and you don't have very many weekends off.
For fans who've never watched a lot of dirt track racing and watch mostly asphalt, is it just how loose the race car is, that you're basically slinging the thing around versus a little more control?
Really, it's just controlling the car. You really, on dirt, the driver, I'd say, is more part of the equation than the car is. On asphalt, maybe a little bit. Like on dirt, it's 60-40 driver car. On asphalt, it's 40-60 driver car. And the bottom line is you can kind of manhandle the car a little bit more on dirt, and that's more fun typically. When you're a bigger part of the equation, you have more influence. It's more fun.
All right, that from Ryan from Indiana to Ryan in Indiana.
Yep.
We got it. All right, let's go to Seymour, Texas. Anything with Seymour, Texas?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay. Tom wants to know, what do you credit the most for your Daytona win and the way that you and Kurt Busch worked together?
Well, the answer is Kurt Busch. Obviously my team had to do a great job with the Alltel Dodge to get us in position. Pit stops, car-wise, all the things. Our Penske Jasper Engine Company, those guys did a great job. But Kurt was the one that kind of pushed us to that victory, and it took a great teammate. Kurt did a great job. He was unselfish and, gave us the opportunity.
That's right. It was a great day of oil for Penske Racing. Outstanding. All right, let's go to. Is that the gentleman back here's got the Daytona 500?
He's got the hat on. He's got the hat on. Did I sign that hat? Did I sign the hat? Did I sign that hat? I did? Okay.
All right.
Oh, I will. Okay.
But he's got a Wildcats basketball shirt on. I don't know. Is that Kentucky?
Well, the Wildcats, that could be anything.
Yeah, but he just
said
big
Wildcats.
blue. He gave it away. He
That's
said
true.
Big Blue.
That's true. Because I was the Wildcats in elementary school.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah. So maybe he's got on one of my old elementary school shirts.
That could be. We could tell everybody that, and you could sign that too.
Yeah. It's up to him.
It'd be on eBay in 3 days. Let's go to Tucson, Arizona. Chris wants to know from Tucson, is it true that you have a dog named Mopar?
Absolutely. Big Mo, we call him. He's about, actually, I just took him to the vet 2 days ago. Yesterday I took him to the vet. He's 78 pounds, and he's like a Rhodesian Ridgeback mix. And our two dogs found him at our property up in Statesville. So we named him Mopar. Chrissy said, if we give him a cool name, can we keep him? I said, well, we'll see. And when we found him, I told her, I said, you have to put out, some kind of flyers and let them know that we found a dog at a property. And she did that, and he was full of fleas and ticks. So we were pretty sure that he was, stray and all that stuff. So Mopar's a great dog. He's a good boy.
How many dogs you guys have now?
Right now we have 5. We have Mopar. We have Digger, who Chrissy had before I met her. I always said that when I met Digger, I got Chrissy. And then we have Harley and Socks and Mopar and Fred. Fred's the newest one. Fred we got in Thanksgiving morning at our farm property.
What kind of dog is Fred?
Fred is a lab mix, and he is funny.
I'll bet.
You can look at him and you cannot figure out what he's thinking. You can't.
I was going to say, at 78 pounds, did you take Mopar to the vet, or did Mopar take you to the vet?
Actually, I took off. We had four of them I had to take to the vet yesterday, and do 2 at a time. They have a room for me at the vet. We take 2 in at a time, then come back, get the other 2, bring them in, and bottom line is it's a handful, but we get it done.
Gosh, I'll bet. We need to. That's what we need to do our next podcast is from the vet.
From the vet? It'd be kind of loud.
Well, that's okay.
Okay. It's up to you.
That's all right. Well, it'd be just like being
run
at
the
home
show.
for you. With all the dogs. Let's go back to our audience for the final question of the day. And Heather wants to know, what do you think your team needs to do to achieve a win since you so easily managed to get poles?
Well, it's easier to get poles than it is to get the victory on Sundays, in my opinion. Qualifying wise, you got 1 lap. They give you 2, but you only got to have one good one. Racing wise, you have to do it for 400 laps, 500 miles, Charlotte 600 miles. It's that much more difficult. You add your team in there, pit stop wise, the fact that the car may break down, you got fuel mileage, things like that take all those things into consideration. It's harder to win races than it is to win poles, in my opinion. So, having won, 42 poles and 13 victories, I'd say we got a decent ratio, something I'm proud of, but we're always trying to win more poles and more races.
Do you like the new qualifying setup where they're the go or go home guys are all going as a group? You don't? No,
I don't like that. To me, we should all go. There should be nobody locked into the race. Basically, we should all go there, show up, and whoever makes it in the race that week gets in the race that week. Maybe we could have professionals like we have had in the past, but the whole deal of grouping cars that are go or go homers, it's just a sideshow for TV.
Yeah, so you think 35 provisionals, or basically 35 guys locked in, is way too many?
Yeah, I think that's not right. I mean, lock in 20 if you want to lock in 20, but let the other guys race their way in and qualify their way in. Even racing their way in is not a bad idea. Having a couple heat races, 20-lap run, something like that. Whoever makes it gets it in.
I like that.
That's the way racing. That's the way racing is supposed to be.
That makes sense. Well, we got the All-Star race coming up this weekend. You have won the All-Star race before. $1 million to win. Is this the race you say I'm going to either bring the car to victory lane or just bring home the steering wheel?
Yeah, and I've said that over the radio during the race before. But when I won it was $750,000 to win. Now it's $1 million, so I got a little extra added bonus in trying to get that victory. But we'll do our best with the Alltel Dodge. Just want to thank all the people for writing in their great questions. We'll do our best this weekend, next, and the rest of the year, and hopefully have a lot of fun of it.
All right, the All-Star race, then the Coke 600. So you got 2 straight weeks. You get to sleep in your own bed for 2 straight weeks.
That's nice. That's real nice. We definitely enjoy being home.
Ryan, it has been a pleasure. We had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, and best of luck here coming up the next couple of weeks.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ryan Newman, your Daytona 500 champion. Now, with Alltel's My Circle, you are in the driver's seat. You choose the unlimited calling plan that fits you and your family best. You can learn more about that at alltel.com. And don't forget to catch Ryan and the crew compete against racing's best this weekend at the All-Star festivities. Got the Pit Crew Challenge and then the race itself. I'm Brett McMillan for Ryan Newman saying so long from Charlotte.